Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to Icing the Puck. Coming at you with episode 3 here today. Jordan, my man, fella, how you doing?
I am good. Ready to be back and recording.
Yes,
Been looking
sir.
forward to it all week. Now we're here to talk more hockey.
And we got a lot of hockey, man. I don't know. I think we could kind of just jump right into this one. We got a lot of signings to break down for y'all. A lot of teams are locking up their guys before the beginning of the year.
Making deals.
We
Making
got
deals.
Yeah. We got some young players getting some interesting deals.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
I
Some
agree.
interesting. I think that's the best way to describe it. We got some retirements to talk about. We got some players getting injured, key guys before the season. And then we're going to preview a few of the games that are coming up next week for y'all, the ones that we think are the most important, hold the most gravity here. And then we're going to predict our awards to cap things off today. So make sure you stick around to the end of the episode. Jordan, I don't know about you, man, but I got to give a big shout out and thank you to the audience because what a turnout we've had on the socials
Oh yeah.
in week 1 of
Yeah.
running the show here.
Lots of commentary on our hot takes, a lot of defending positions we never thought we'd be in, but it's
Y'all
all fun.
definitely, y'all let us hear it on the TikTok this week. That's for sure. I feel like is this like my influencer arc that we're entering here?
Could
You
be.
know, like
Yeah.
I'm fighting with people in the comments section. It's very interesting. Very,
Discussing
very interesting.
things.
Well, few
No,
fights.
some of them.
Few fights.
Yeah.
Few fights.
That's good.
but,
It's good though. It's
You know,
it's getting everybody a little rowdy, getting everybody excited for the season. I think
we love the banter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the more people commenting, the better. Love to see it. But yeah, big shout out to everybody that's watched, listened, looked at all of the social media. And after this, all 3 episodes so far will be uploaded to YouTube. There were some technical issues on that side, but all 3 episodes will be up on YouTube when this one goes live. So there will be that as well. So if anybody wants to watch
You
and
figured
listen,
that out?
yeah, got it all figured out. Just need to get it done now. But yeah, slight delay on the first 2 episodes, but all 3 will go live at the same time on YouTube. So
We'll see if there are any warriors in the YouTube short comments.
yeah.
Be interesting to see. But there's some TikTok warriors out there. But enough about that. We got some serious signings and extensions to discuss here. I think maybe we just start with the big one here that's popping out for everybody on everybody's screen lately.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Minnesota Wild extending Kirill the Thrill Kaprizov to an 8-year, $136 million contract. That's $17 million a year for all my accountants out there. This is the largest deal in NHL history. This is the largest deal any hockey player has ever received.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Your thoughts, floor is yours.
It's crazy. I mean, I know that was discussed, and like that was what the rumors were. That's the number it was going to be around. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like it. Not because I think he's a bad player. I just don't think that contract should have been. It should have gone to him. I don't know. I don't quite understand it, and I'm not really sure what that's going to do to the rest of the market. I know that I already knew that it was going to go up, and players in the future were going to get paid more and more. But this kind of sets a precedent for someone who, I mean, he's a top skater in the league, a top player in the league, but there are definitely guys who are better than him. So when their contract time comes up, what is this going to mean for it? I mean, we've seen players take less money and longer contracts, when we thought they were going to go higher. And I don't know. I mean, some people will take team friendly deals, but the guys that are really just looking to get paid, I mean, we're going to have, I think, some guys who are kind of mid-level players getting paid these huge contracts more than some of the top-level players are getting paid now just because of this deal. I don't know if you agree with that or not, but I feel like that's kind of the common sentiment a lot of people have given.
I agree. I don't see how you could disagree. It's just factual. The market is totally reset at this point. And I mean, this is launching the league to almost a new standard. This contract, not only for, I guess, the look of it and the excitement of it, is it the highest paid ever? it is simply just monumental, and it is going to set the standard going forward. And obviously what comes from this is, does he deserve the contract, as you're saying? And I mean, I'm going to say this, no. He doesn't deserve the contract, in my opinion. Is that a hot take? I don't think that's a hot take. I was looking at his stats earlier this week while doing my notes. He's only played one, it's not even a full season. He still missed one game, but it's 81 games. I mean, that's basically a full season. And yeah, he had 108 points. And then a lot of people, the argument is last year when he was playing, he was on an MVP caliber run. Like, he was in first place essentially for most of the year when he was healthy, the first half to win the MVP. And then he suffered his injury and he was out, until I think he came back a little bit before the playoffs.
Yeah, I think, like the last month of the season.
Yeah. And, it's for a guy that has so much potential, like, it really is, what does he have to do for this contract to be worth it?
Yeah.
And I don't know what that is. I really don't know. This is so much money. If you're the Minnesota Wild, are you hoping for more? I mean, you're an organization. You're hoping for a championship, but like, what in your eyes as Bill Guerin in the Minnesota Wild does it make this contract worth it? Does he have to win a Hart? Does he have to be a Hart finalist every year? Do you have to win a playoff series every year? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
mean,
know.
my thing on it is, I think he can be worth this contract. I don't think he currently is. Does that make sense? Like,
Oh yeah,
I
100%.
think
100%.
if he, like we were talking about, if he plays like a full season, like his production at the beginning of last season was really good, and if he stayed on pace for that, absolutely 100%, I would have signed him on this contract. But we've yet to see him play a full season at that level. So I mean, his potential is there, but I don't know if I were them, if I would have signed him to that now. But then again, if they didn't, they would lose him and they wouldn't have the opportunity in the future. So I mean, I think honestly the craziest part to me is the length of it. I did not expect this large of a contract for this length. I was expecting a larger contract, maybe a shorter one, just to
A
see.
bridge type.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was at the same amount, maybe like a 3-year instead, just to see, and that would be maybe even easier to move in the future if it doesn't work out. But this is a big gamble. I mean, if it doesn't pay
Yeah,
off, they are screwed because nobody's going to take this contract.
I gotta give props to the Minnesota Wild, because I've always been the kind of guy, and I think this is where you and I have differed sometimes, and I think you would agree with me, but in some ways I think you'd agree with me, but I've always been the kind of guy with any sport, okay? I've always been on the side of lock your best guys up. If you have a player that's one of the best in the league, why not lock him up? And this was we're not going to bring this up fully because we have so much to talk about, but this was the argument last year with the Mikko Rantanen fiasco. Is you could argue at the time Mikko Rantanen was a top 15 player in the NHL. Okay, and some people think the Avs mishandled the situation. I'm not saying I necessarily think that, but like, because obviously my team ended up with him. I'm happy about it, but like, it's a situation of, I think you have to lock down your best guys. And for the Avs, they had to choose. But the Wild, that in this situation, bravo for me. You didn't have to choose. Okay, like, he is the number one guy on this team. You aren't winning in the playoffs without him.
Yeah.
It's just the truth. So,
Yeah.
props to the Minnesota Wild.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of what you're talking about too, and this is kind of where we disagree of, that's more of like on individual contracts we disagree with that, like the Mikko Rantanen thing. Like, I don't think that was Colorado's fault. I think that was Mikko Rantanen's fault. He totally could have stayed in Colorado if he had worked with the team. I'm tired of the Avs slander that they messed that up. But hey, I agree with what you're saying with Kaprizov. Like, he was the top player in Minnesota by a long shot. I mean, he was the only guy that they really, really, really had to lock down, and they did it, and they did a good job of getting it done. But I think they may potentially have shot themselves in the foot. But I mean, we'll see. It could pay off long term. I mean, he could become one of the next greatest hockey players, and they've locked him up for 8 more years, like for a majority of his career now. He's been with them, so I mean, could be. only time will tell. And I think I do think it's bad for the league right now, but once everything levels out and these kind of contracts become normal, we'll look back on it and be like, man, why is he getting paid so little for how good he is? You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, and like
right,
5 years into his
right.
deal, it's like this guy's only getting 17 a year for how he plays. The other interesting thing I find about this contract is that the base salary per year is only $1 million. The rest of
The signing bonus
the solid
is
signing
right at the
bonuses,
beginning.
yeah. So
They kind of did it like if anybody here watches baseball, it's almost like the Shohei Ohtani contract with the Dodgers.
well, his was
And
the
he's getting
opposite,
paid
wasn't it?
so little.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, no. He's getting paid so little, and they're just giving him all this money towards the end.
yeah. Like they deferred his, yeah,
Or in signing bonuses. Yeah.
yeah.
So kind of crazy. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say about this contract. This is like every contract, it's a time will tell type of situation. I would like to see a full season out of him this year. I hope he's taking care of his body.
Yeah.
And I'd like to, even though I borderline hate the Wild, I would love to see a 100-point season out of him this year, at least a 90-point season. We'll see. But I think he'll
I
be
have
in the
some other
Hart running. He
comments. I
was
have some
last
other
year.
comments
So
on that when we get to the awards potentially.
okay. Okay,
Little
all
teaser
right.
for the awards
Okay.
section.
I want to move on to another contract. This one I don't think we need to spend that much time on. I think we're I don't know about you. I fell in love with this contract. I gave a bravo to the Minnesota Wild here, but I want to give even more of a standing ovation to the Toronto Maple Leafs for locking down Anthony Stolarz, man. Dude, if anybody wants to deny it, he was playing at a Vezina level last year. Last year, a 926 save percentage, 2.14 goals per average per game. I mean, incredible season from Stolarz. Him and Joseph Wall, I think the Leafs have found their goalie tandem. He's got a 4-year deal for 3.75 a year, man.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, it's a good contract. I would like to have seen a bigger sample size kind of for his play before I would have signed him, maybe that. But I mean, they also see a lot more of him than we do as watchers, so they know what they're doing. But I do like it. I do like the contract. I think they're pretty set there. I think maybe in a couple of years he could potentially take over as maybe being the starting goalie, and or maybe at least to get to a point where they swap out a little bit more regularly.
Yeah.
So
I
I don't
think
know.
Wall did play more games last year. I'm
Yeah,
not sure,
yeah,
but and Stolarz is also 31, so he'll be aging by the time this contract is up. We'll see. I mean,
I don't know.
if in my opinion, if he could keep like a 910 to a 915
Yeah,
average for the contract, it'll be worth it. It'll
yeah,
be more than worth it.
yeah. So I was looking at him. He played 34 games last year.
Okay, so yeah, a little less than half the season.
Yeah, which actually is not bad. I thought it was less than that, but yeah, I think if he stays somewhere in that like high 30s to 40 something games, I mean, if they almost split it 50-50, they could be pretty good. And yeah, I don't mind that contract. That's kind of a lot of teams are wanting to lock down goalies right now because there's kind of a bear market for them, and they want to make sure they got their guys.
Let's go ahead and real quick before we move on too far, what would you grade the Kaprizov contract? We forgot to grade it from school grades here. What you giving it?
It's a hard one. I'd probably, in all honesty, um, as of right now, I would grade it a C.
The Kaprizov contract.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna give
I
it.
think it's too much and too long. But like I said, in a couple years, it could absolutely be a plus contract.
I'm gonna give it a C plus right now, just for the fact that they locked down their top guy. And we'll see. Everything right now looks like an overpay. So
Yeah, a lot of
Stolar's
other teams, yeah.
Stolar's contract. I'm just gonna throw this out there. I'm gonna give it a B plus. I'm gonna give it a B plus because super cheap AAV term, good term, but he is an aging goalie. I don't know if he's gonna be able to start as many games as the contract goes on, but I think that's why it's such a low AAV.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'd agree with that at B plus, mainly because of the value of it, the amount. Um, Anything under like 4 right now for a goalie is a good deal. Especially if you get like a starting goalie. I mean, he's not a starting, like I said, he's a backup right now, but for other teams, like if they get a starting goalie for under 4, that's a really good deal. So
little bit of insight. He had a better season than Swayman and Shesterkin and he's now making $7 million plus less than them a season.
Yeah.
Just something for people to maybe ponder on a little bit. But let's get into, we waited a little bit for the next big one, but Devils fans, you got the youngest Hughes brother here, Luke Hughes, locked up 7 years, $63 million, $9 million a season after 2 seasons of playing in the league fully. I think you got one full season, then another season with 71 points. So, in his full season, I mean, let's be honest, okay? Pretty solid year 2 years ago. You had 9 goals and 47 points. And then last year, you have 71 games, 7 goals, 44 points. Your thoughts on the Luke Hughes contract? Take it away, Jordan.
I'm going to keep sounding like a downer, but I don't like it. I don't. I think it's too much. Again, it's just like, I know that he wasn't under contract for anything, but like, he was a free agent. I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, what's his less than 0.6 points per game? He's got 93 points total in his career. I mean, he could, was it 71 games last year, 44 points. I don't know. I think for paying a defensive player like that, I mean, the only reason his value went up as well because he's a left defense, which is a very sought after position right now. By a lot of teams, there's a huge, pool of right defensemen, but left defensemen, it's hard to get. But I would have liked to have seen it maybe a little bit lower. I mean, even if it was like 7.5 to 8 for, again, maybe a shorter term, but it could work out in their favor because if he keeps going up, they're signed him for 7 years on a really good deal. So if he starts producing really well and he becomes like their star defenseman, they could be getting him for really, really cheap in the future.
And I think this is what they're hoping for. I think they're hoping for him to be the Cale Makar, to be the Josh Morrissey, to be the Adam Fox of this team, By all means, we've seen flashes. He's very, very young. I think what is he, 21? 20 or 21? 22 maybe?
22.
I mean, he's very
22.
young. Yeah, he's 22 years old. I think this is something that we're going to see more and more of. The cap is going up. It's going to go up rapidly. The league is predicting it to go up rapidly. I think teams are getting these young guys. They see, a sample size from them that they really enjoy, that they really admire, and they just throw the money at them because they don't want to have to deal with losing them to the open market. He was still under contract this year. I believe he was going to be making $925K. Still part of his opening deal. He's making that this year, but then the deal is going to start next year at a $9 million hit for a team like New Jersey.
I think it started this year.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, he was a free agent.
He was holding out. I think he was just holding out.
Yeah, I think because it starts this season.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so this is like I said, this is gonna happen more and more. Luke Hughes, I'm gonna say this. I think I like the contract a little more than you do. I still think, here's the thing. We're going to say the word overpay 100 million times this episode because everything right now is an overpay. But when the cap skyrockets in about 2 to 3 seasons, this is going to look like a steal. And I am anticipating Luke Hughes' point total to go up each year. He's really not given us a reason for it to not go up. I think he's a great player. If you watch he's an incredible defenseman, and good for New Jersey for keeping 2 of the Hughes brothers together. Now, the one question I have is, are they going to trade for Quinn? What do you think?
I could see them doing that. However, I don't know what the Canucks would want for that trade because, I mean, he is their guy. I mean, he's their captain. He's their best defensive player.
Yep, Norris finalist.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be a crazy deal to get him over there. But, man, that would be awesome. That would be so cool.
All the brothers together?
Yeah, that would be so cool.
The talk is, I guess, growing. The conversation about it is growing. They're all talking about playing together. I think they're trying to will it into existence here.
Yeah.
That's every brother's dream. It's every brother's dream. And for all of you to make it to the show, get to play together, I mean, it'd be pretty crazy. But, we'll see. But I think maybe next season, that could happen. I think Vancouver is going to keep Quinn as long as they can.
I could see it, honestly. I don't think they would do it. It's not in their benefit to do this, but I think it'd be more likely to see all three of them on Vancouver or another team instead of all three of them in New Jersey.
Yeah, but New Jersey just locked them all up. They just locked Jack up a couple years ago. They got Luke all locked up now.
I just don't think that they could make that trade worth it for them. I'm sorry, that they could make it worth it for the team that they trade with to get Quinn Hughes. So, like, if they trade with the Canucks, I don't think they could give them enough, or if they did, it would hurt themselves too much to make it worth trading for him. So that's why I'm saying, if anything, I could see them trading, maybe not directly, but a kind of roundabout way that they end up all on the same team somehow. But
yeah, way down the line in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything that's going to happen in the next couple of years. I think it'd be later, if anything. Yeah.
We're going to go back to back here. Very similar deals. Anaheim Ducks and Jackson Lacombe agree on an extension, 8 years, $72 million, also $9 million a season. I'm going to give my thoughts here real quick. We have a smaller sample size from Jackson Lacombe than we did from Luke Hughes. He's only played one full season, which was last year. But hey, man, what can I say? Sometimes I jump on a bandwagon every now and then. When you play your first full season in the league and you have 14 goals as a defenseman and 43 points, that speaks volumes for me. And this is one that got put into perspective a little more for me, that the cap is going up. This is going to look like an absolute steal when this guy is playing on a Norris level here in a couple years. I'm just going to say it. I'm kind of high on this guy. So
No, I agree. I actually like both of the signings that the Ducks did recently.
That's right, McTavish.
That happened last week, right after we recorded, actually. Yep. So we didn't get a chance to talk about it. But I like what they're doing. I've liked their entire offseason. I liked the trade to Philadelphia. I think that they're changing their team. They're not gutting their team because they're in a rebuild.
The Zegras trade.
Zegras trade. Yeah. I liked that move, not because he was kind of stagnant there, and I think just changing things up a little bit, not a complete like gutting of the team. They're just adding those little pieces, and then these two signings locking up players. I think they're starting to look pretty good. I think they're on the rise for sure, and I'm big on this deal, which sounds kind of counter to what I was just saying with the Devils, but I agree. I think they're a team that has the money to play with, so it doesn't hurt them right now. And like you said, in the future when the cap goes up, it's going to look like a steal. So they didn't have to be on as much of a budget as some of these other teams.
Yeah.
And I do the same kind of thing. I think the sample size, I would have liked to see it a little bit bigger, but the potential is there, and especially for a younger guy. I don't know. I think it's a good deal.
I'll say this. Some people won't like this. I think Lacombe is a better skater than Hughes. Hughes definitely as an overall defenseman, probably a little better. But, I keep seeing all over social media, there's like this saying going around that Lacombe doesn't know how good he actually is.
I can see that.
He plays at a lower level than he actually should.
Yeah,
and
he's like playing it like
on some of the lower pairings.
Yeah, he's playing it like an AHL kind of like he's just kind of there a little bit sometimes, but when he activates it, when he goes for it, like he could be the next, like you said, like in Norris form potentially here in the future.
And the McTavish deal, by the way, 6 years, $42 million, $7 million a season. I mean, that's a steal by the cap standard now.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is McTavish. Career high 52 points last year. He's only 22. He's going to be 23 this year. Wow. It feels like the dude's been in the league for a little bit now, too. Like, I mean, he's, and his point total has climbed basically, I think, 10 points each season. And he's gained more of a prominent role every year. And this year, he's going to be playing alongside veterans like Granlund and Kreider. I think that's just going to, propel him more. He has more savvy guys next to him. So.
Yep. Yeah, I think that one was a steal. Again, locking up good players for a long contract with like you said, even in today's standards, a really good deal, a really good value. So yeah, like I said, I like both the signings that the Ducks have done, and I'm actually excited to watch them play this year.
Yeah, I know, right?
Even though they're Western Conference teams, but
give me a grading on the Luke Hughes, the McTavish, and the Lacombe contract here.
Luke Hughes, again, I'll give it a C plus. I'll give it a C plus because the potential is there. He can be a really good defensive player. He could also be like in the next couple of years in Norris contention for sure. I could see it.
Can, sure.
And I have to like break my mind of this like. It's a bad deal right now. It's a bad deal right now, but in the future it will be a really good deal. But as of right now,
you're right.
it's a C plus.
I think the Devils are a little more strapped with cash than the Ducks are, so it looks a little rougher around the edges.
Yeah. And then what was the other Lacombe deal? I'm gonna give that one a B plus. I can't honestly for the same reasons, but mainly because like I said, they have the money to make that deal right now, and it doesn't hurt them to pay him, to overpay him right now, which it is an overpay. But if it was a little bit less, it would be an A. But just because it's a slight overpay, I had to knock it down to a B. And then the McTavish deal, that one's straight up, that's an A deal for sure. I mean, it's a steal right now. It will be a steal in like 4 years, and there's no way about that. It doesn't matter. I mean, unless he just completely drops off. But even if he maintains his current, scoring percentage and points percentage and everything like that, I think it's a good deal. What about you?
Yeah. I would agree with all of yours. I would probably give the Luke Hughes deal more of a B. I think Luke Hughes, he wanted that deal. That's why he was holding out of camp. Now that he has it, I think he could focus on hockey. I think now that his mind is on hockey, just like all the other Hughes brothers, all they love is hockey.
Yeah.
I could see like a 60-point season out of him this year. I could see maybe like double-digit goals, 10 to 12. Yeah, I would love to see that from him. The Lacombe deal, yeah, I'd give it a B+, and McTavish deal, I'd honestly give an A+. I think he's your 2C, and if you have a solid 2C locked up for $7 million in this league, you could win in the playoffs. So, why not? And man, McTavish plays so old school, dude. He plays so old school. Like, he is such a, physical player, man. He loves to play defense, too. Like, what a great deal, man. So, what's funny? Teams like, and I'm just throwing out a random one here. Teams like the Detroit Red Wings, like teams that are kind of stuck in their situation, would love a Mason McTavish, and they don't have him. And Anaheim was kind of in that position last year, and guess what? They're slowly digging themselves out of it.
Yep.
So
yeah, there's those teams where like they can get one player and it makes, it's like that overnight kind of success in a way, with either a signing of a new player or a trade or something like that just elevates their team right away. And then there's those other teams that have to do it the hard way, the slow way that takes years and years and multiple seasons. And honestly,
failed free agent signings that don't work out.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, I think those kind of teams that do that have to go that way, I just root for them so much more because I feel for the fans. I feel for the players on the team. Like they're having to go through this just like slog of just all like losses and then getting someone trying it out, not working and back and forth. So when they do start to improve and you start to see it coming together, it's kind of nice. It's like, yeah, I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to watching the Ducks play this year. And I don't know. There's not much else to it than that. I also just love the Ducks because of the uniforms. So good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just, the whole franchise as a whole is awesome.
The next thing we're moving on to here, we're going to keep it kind of quick with this. We got the injury bug kind of hitting a few teams right now. Just wanted to report these out there for people not paying attention. Obviously, we talked about the Barkov and the Kachuk injury, how those are going to affect Florida really heavily. We talked about those last week. Almost had a heart attack this week, man. My New York Rangers, you know me, I'm a big Apple guy. I'm a New York guy. JT Miller went down in practice. Luckily for them, it was a non-contact injury. He should be good to go maybe for the first game of the season. If not, he'll be good to go later in the week.
Yeah, I think he's listed day to day right now, so it's not anything long-term.
We got Mats Zuccarello on the Wild, down with what's indicated as a lower body injury. He'll be out for about the first 2 months of the season. Wild fans, hang on. Maybe Kaprizov will take over and get 30 points in the first 2 weeks. You got Dylan Samberg, huge hit for the Jets. He's out for the first 2 months with a broken wrist. Pretty big hit. That's your youngest defenseman who you just paid in the offseason. Good defensive guy for Winnipeg. Gonna affect them a little bit, but they still have quite a stacked defense. Last one here, we got Niels Höglander. He's getting lower body surgery, out for the Canucks for about first 2.5 months of the season. Big physical presence going down for them, but it's okay. They got Kiefer Sherwood and Evander Kane. Man, that team is tough. That team is they got a couple UFC fighters on that team, dude. What the heck? That's kind of crazy. Yeah, so that's the injury report. If it's happening to your team, hang in there. Next, we're going to talk about a couple retirements. The biggest one for you, your boy EJ, Eric Johnson, Avs legend, calling it a career at 37 years old. What you got to say?
I mean, I was just saying on the last recording, on the last episode, I just need that contract, but sadly the Condor has flown on. He's gone to retirement, but no, I mean, it's good for him. I hope to see something where he's staying with the team and he's going to, do something with the team. I would love that. He's just such a good presence on the team. One of my favorite players. He has some crazy stats for being, I mean, I think we were talking about it earlier this week about the number one, like being a number one draft pick and the amount of games played. And all, I mean, he had a really good career, especially with the injuries he's had throughout his career. So very impressive. He's up there with some very, very good players.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. He's one of, I don't know how many, it's a very small number. I think 10 or 11 first round picks who have won a cup and have 1,000 points, and for a guy that I guess kind of flew under the radar a little bit, people didn't really pay attention to him as much, a little bit of a household name if you were like a niche fan, but, popular player, Colorado Avalanche legend. Yeah, fly high Condor. We're going to miss you in the game, fella.
I did sign the online petition to have them retire his jersey.
Good for you. For you.
I mean, I think that'd be awesome, but I don't know. I don't think that'll happen, but I wish. I just hope to see him around still.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he'll. I can see him getting a job in the organization.
So
maybe.
There's been some rumors potentially that he's going to become a broadcaster with Altitude TV, which would be awesome because he's done it as a guest a few times before he came back to the team. And it was awesome. But I don't know if they need two defensive commentators on the broadcast at the same time.
We got to get you an Eric Johnson Yeti foot jersey, man. I think that would go hard. Next up, we got Max Pacioretty. Man, this was a guy I remember when I first started watching hockey. I liked Vegas. I thought Vegas was cool. Like, I was a new hockey fan. Vegas was the newest team. Max Pacioretty was one of the main guys over there in Vegas. One of the first players that I kind of took an interest in. Another guy, 300 plus goal scorer. I think it's like 330 something, 681 points. I didn't know this. I mean, we're newer fans, but he was like an absolute all-star for the Montreal Canadiens for a long time. All-star for Vegas. Couple stints, Carolina, Washington, and then Toronto last year. Just have fun in retirement, bro. Have fun. Max Pacioretty, face that people know from the game. So, yeah, congrats to both those guys on good careers. I think we could move on. So, guys, best feeling in the world. We're a couple days out from having NHL hockey back. I mean, the excitement is growing, man. I can feel it every day. There's a lot going on in my life right now, but at the end of the day, I know that I could sit down and watch my favorite thing in the entire world. With that being said, we got a couple spotlight games I wrote down here that I wanted to get your opinion on. I thought these were the 5 most important games this week.
Okay. Yeah.
First one, opening night, Avs Kings, 10:30 Eastern time. I think this is the biggest game, most exciting game here on opening night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one.
I'm looking forward to it, obviously. It is going to be a big deal. Opening night against the Kings is going to be a really good kind of test for to see how the season's going to go, um, and just to see how how everybody looks. And I'm just excited for hockey to be back. Like you said, I'm just glad that I can sit down and watch hockey pretty much any day now. Any day of the week, there's going to be something playing. I hate games that start in the West Coast because they start so late, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll stay up.
Tough.
I'll stay up to watch hockey any day.
Score prediction and who's scoring for each team.
God, I mean, do you want my honest opinion or do you want my
Just throw something out
opinion?
there. Just throw
Avs shutout.
Throw something out there.
Avs shutout for sure.
Shutout?
Yeah, Avs shutout. It has to be.
Shutout? I got a different opinion, man. I think it's going to be a 3-2 Avs victory. 3-2 Avs victory.
Regular or overtime? Shootout.
Regular 3-2 victory. Nobody wants a shootout for a 9:30 Central Time.
I think last year, didn't they opening night against the Kings last year too? And I think it was
I think so.
I think it was a 2-1 overtime victory.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Avs winning this one. I think they have a better defense, better roster. I could see, Nate Dogg having a goal. I can see Cale Makar having a goal. Kind of the top guys getting it done here on opening night. And the Kings, I can see depth guys like Kuzmenko and Trevor Moore maybe having the 2 goals or something.
I need the first goal of the season to be Landeskog. That would be amazing.
People would go crazy.
Dude, if only it was in Colorado. Yeah, everybody was loving it when he scored the other day in preseason. So,
A second game I got here the next day, October 8th. I try to do at least one game from each day. I got the Leafs and the Canadiens in Toronto. What a great way, a little Canadian rivalry, Eastern Conference Canadian rivalry to start the year for us. I'm kind of expecting a big game from the Canadiens here. I can see like a 5-3 victory, and another thing that goes into that is I can see the Leafs starting a little slow, giving their fans a little scare to start the year.
I think, I mean, I'm big on the Canadiens this year. I think they're going to improve over last year. So I think an opening night win for them would be amazing. I have to say it's going to be the battle of where McDavid gets traded to. So whatever team wins, that could be a sign for the future.
McDavid is not going to Montreal, bro. I think he would rather die than go to Montreal.
No, he's going to play in America. If he gets traded, he's getting traded to an American team.
Yeah, I think that's a fair take. Do you see that Toronto graphic I sent you the other day? That Leafs fan? Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, some Leafs fan on Instagram was like 2025-26 starting Oilers roster, 26-27 starting Leafs roster. McDavid is the 2C.
Yeah, that's crazy. 2C for McDavid is a wild move.
Hey, man, you got your captain, Austin Matthews. You can't take him out of the 1C spot.
Nope, you move him to the second. I don't care. I'm not a big McDavid fan, but there's no way you put him on the second line.
Game 3 here, October 9th. I got Devils versus Hurricanes. I think that's a huge Metro matchup. I got the Canes winning this game. I think the Canes are going to start fast. They're going to start physical. They're going to get moving. They're going to win a lot of games. This is a year that the fans are really looking forward to, I think more than years past. And, I think I could see like another 3-2 victory. This one a closer game, maybe an overtime win. These are two teams that match up pretty evenly when fully healthy, which they both are right now. So.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. I don't know if Keandre Miller is going to play that game. He's listed day to day as well.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, I'm looking at the schedule and I got distracted by. There's a lot of games this weekend. I'm so excited or next weekend.
It's coming.
Yeah, I know, dude.
It's coming.
Yeah, they're all really good matchup actually. I mean, I actually really like the schedule this year. Just saying.
Nice little opening week. The NHL is turning up the heat a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, what got me was Saturday. I was looking at all the matchups on Saturday. What is that? What they call it? A couple years ago, the Frozen Frenzy when all the teams are playing. At the same time.
Frozen Frenzy.
Yeah.
Next game I got here gets a little bit more up our alley. We got same thing October 9th at night. We got Stars Jets in Winnipeg. What a first game of the season for both of these teams. That is a tough game. Very, very tough game. And you know, Stars Jets, it always gets a little physical. Something happens, altercation of some sort, but no Jamie Benn to start the year this year. So
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see who's going to step up to the plate.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good matchup, good Central Division matchup. Always love seeing division rivalries like the first couple games of the season. I think it makes for really good hockey. Everybody's amped up, everybody's ready to go, and then you're playing against a team that you're directly competing against in your division. It adds a whole other level to it. I could definitely see getting a little physical, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I can see maybe some fights, but I feel like the Jets don't really fight that much. I don't know.
I think they're kind of changing things up a little bit here, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Who do you think
Could be.
wins that game? Stars or Jets?
I think the Jets win that game.
I wrote down a 4-3 Stars win.
Yeah. What's with all these? You got all
We
these
always-
like really tight games that are like.
I don't know, man. It's week 1, you know? Like, I think there's so much competition this year, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
The reason I say that is because the Stars always start kind of slow.
yeah, but we play well in Winnipeg.
True. I don't know. I mean, I can see it going either way. Again, it was one of those teams, like those top 3 teams in the Central. I can see them all swapping back and forth and
Yeah.
all over the place. So it's a toss up. I mean, I could say Stars, I could say Jets. I think the Jets are going to win. I just think they're a little bit more put together at the beginning of the season. I think they're, but I don't know. I don't necessarily think it's going to be what do you say, a 4-3 victory for the Stars. I don't think it's going to be that. I don't know. It could be a 1-goal game, but like a difference of 1 goal. But I don't know. Some of these games, I think it's once they get going and the Jets get them kind of in their groove, they'll open up the scoring pretty quick, and then. But Dallas is known for their comebacks. So in the games, so can never count them out.
We're talking about the Stars again. Saturday, October 11th. My Dallas Stars versus your Colorado Avalanche. Avalanche season opener. Home opener.
Home opener. That'll be the 3rd game
Now,
of the season.
I'm going to be honest
already.
here. You know me. I am a more unbiased guy, and that's the truth. That's the truth. I have the Avalanche winning. Avalanche have our number when it comes to playing in Colorado, and that's just the truth. Avalanche are a great home team, and the Stars are a great home team. Usually goes back and forth throughout the season. We usually steal one from each other on the road sometimes. I don't think that happens at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Both of these are our home teams. They are so good at home, and I think the Avs have out of most teams. One of the only teams in the league that really has a physical advantage at home, being at the altitude they're at. So I mean, there's other cities that are like that, but they're one of the few. So that's their biggest secret right there. But I don't know.
Mile high, man.
Yeah,
Mile high.
But I agree. I think the Avs are gonna. I have a feeling the Avs are gonna start strong, and watch me be very disappointed. A week from now, I'll be it's so over. Be like I'm never watching hockey again. As you know, that always happens.
Jordan's known to throw a remote or two.
Every once in a while, yep.
From time to time.
Yep.
So.
I got the Amazon, the replacements queued up on Amazon. I'm just kidding. Ready to go. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm really looking forward to this matchup. I think it's great to have it so early in the season. Normally we get it like a month or 2 in, so having it this early is nice. It'll be a really good look.
If my heart can physically take it watching the Stars play the Jets and then the Avs back to back to start the year. It's it might be a so over thing for me next week. I mean, we'll see by the time we record this.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, I think it's a toss-up. I can see any of those games going either way because of who's playing in them. I hope the Avs come away with a win there, but Dallas could have momentum on their side. If they win the game against the Jets, they could come win against the Avs and have a solid lead in the Central. So never know. I mean, anything can happen.
Yeah.
As much as I'm disappointed when the Avs lose those kind of games, it's always like not as bad because of who they're playing. It's like, damn, those are good teams. So
yeah,
only one of them can win.
Let's take this to another level here. Let's move on to our award predictions. This is a little fun segment that we've had planned for y'all, and we wanted to get not just our division and conference predictions locked in before the end of the year. We wanted to get some of these individual player predictions locked in for the year. So I'll go ahead and let you start off. What award do you want to start off with? And give me a name. Tell me why.
Yeah. First thing I want to say is I'm excited to put these out there. Same with we did with the division rankings, because I'm very excited to see how they compare at the end of the year.
100%.
I think that's awesome. I think it'll be so fun to go back and look at them and see where we were right, where we were wrong, see how right I was. That being said, the awards, I might have some crazy ass ones here that
I went off vibes. Once again, I went off 100%, vibes.
And some of them are like sort of backed by something, but also I just kind of put them out there. And if they happen to be right, it's going to be amazing. It'll be an amazing award season.
We're a fun show.
Yeah.
We're a fun show, guys.
Let's start. I don't want to start with like the Hart or the Art Ross.
Let's take the big ones for last.
Yeah. Let's start with one. The Jack Adams, the coach of the year. I got Mike Sullivan and the New York Rangers, bro. Mainly because of what we talked about last week. Moved on from the Penguins, moved over to the Rangers. Well, was moved on from the Penguins, moved on to the Rangers. Rangers are coming up this year. They're swinging back. They're coming back.
I got you on the New York train now. The subway moving to Brooklyn.
I thought they were going to improve over last season. They had to, but I think they're not going to be the best in that division. But it's not about winning the division. It's about who can take the team and do the most for that team. And I think that he could definitely do that if they bounce back and have a really good season. A change in coaching could be the difference, and that's why I chose that. So what are you thinking?
I got a fun one. Kind of a similar situation a little bit, but this guy's already been here for a little bit. I got Jim Montgomery in the St. Louis Blues. Monty won the Jack Adams a couple years back with Boston. He was able to do some tremendous things over there. Last year, he brought the Blues from a really slow start to the playoffs. I expect more of the same. I expect the Blues to have a better record. I mean, this is off vibes. It's kind of fun. The more I look at the Blues roster, the more I really start to love it. And Monty is a great coach. I can see the Blues maybe even if something happens, something weird, they move into the top 3 of the Central Division. You never know. I'm just saying, if something happens,
crazier things
don't
can
count
happen.
out the St. Louis Blues. Don't count out the St. Louis Blues.
The who?
Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Jim Montgomery, yeah, I know. It's easy to forget about him, but the new uniforms make it hard to forget. Those new uniforms look 10 times better than the old ones, dude. Oh my gosh.
No, I like that pick. I really do like that pick. I think Boston's biggest mistake in the past couple of years was getting rid of him.
Letting him go.
Yep.
Well, they let go of Bruce Cassidy. He wins a cup with Vegas. Then they let go of Monty after he brings you to the best record in the league. They're too quick to jump the gun, but we're not going to shit on the Bruins today.
Yep. Okay, let's go with another one. Vezina, best goaltender.
We're moving into some big guns here.
All right, we can go to another one. What do you want to go with next? We could go. What else? What other ones do you have?
We can do Vezina if you want.
I mean,
it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big one, but also,
who do you got?
I want to talk about. I have Dustin Wolf.
Whoa!
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen him win the Calder last year, but I can see him, just sneaking in and stealing that Vezina trophy. I think it's time. I think it's time for someone different.
Does Calgary make the playoffs if he wins the Vezina? If he's playing on that level?
I mean, they don't have to, I don't think. I know it's kind of weird, like saying like a Vezina winning goalie is on a team that doesn't make the playoffs, but I don't have them making playoffs.
Then yeah,
I don't have them making playoffs in our division rankings, but I feel like we talked about this. We both are pretty big on Dustin Wolf. And again, these are honestly, some of these awards, I'm just putting them out there, honestly, just for the reactions like you had, just because it's like, why not?
TikTok fights.
Yeah,
more TikTok fights.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm farming clips over here. No, I honestly, I mean, I like the way he plays. Not the greatest team in front of him, but I think he makes up for that a lot. And I mean, he stole some games last year for sure. And he looked really good. I honestly do think he was kind of snubbed a little bit for the Calder, but no, Lane Hudson was really good. I agree he should have won, but there's a part of me that thought it would be awesome to have a goaltender win.
Would have loved to see a goalie.
Yeah, but I'll take second choice and give him a Vesna this year. I think even though Hellebuck is what is it, 3 times now, and he's on a really
This
good.
is his third one in his career.
Yeah,
he won the Hart too, man.
That's right.
That's crazy.
He's on a really good team, but I think he's still reeling from his playoff performance. We'll see. We'll see how he plays. I think. Go ahead.
I got a good one here.
All right.
I got Igor Shesterkin coming back and living up to his contract.
Whoa.
Yep, I do. You can't get that contract and let your team down multiple years in a row. We're high on New York. I think the Vladislav Gavrikov signing puts a true defenseman in front of him. Other than that, you got Adam Fox, who's great. All right. I mean, you got Braden Schneider, Carson Soucy. You got a bunch of guys in front of you to help you out a little bit. He's not left alone anymore, and I just, I think the Shesterkin hate is a little unwarranted sometimes. He's played lights out most of his career. I think 1.5 down years isn't something that we should just overthink. I think he's going to return to form. This league has a lot of good goalies. It has very few great goalies. And I think Shesterkin's a great goalie. That's all I got to say about that. And he's going to be a big reason why they make the playoffs.
Yeah. I can see that. I'm still mad about him screwing me in fantasy points a couple years ago, but not last season, the season before. But I mean, yeah, that's a good pick. I definitely think they need him to come back. They need him to perform because that contract is not good if he doesn't. So I agree.
Yeah,
I can see
sure.
it. I think maybe the atmosphere, the electric atmosphere you talked about in New York has changed now. The energy this year has changed. So maybe that'll affect the entire team. So they're gonna.
And Mike Sullivan is a disciplinary coach, man. He's gonna make sure things fall in line.
Yeah. So they're gonna. So if half of our if our predictions are right, potentially if he'll win Coach of the Year, potentially they'll have a Vezina winning goalie as well. I mean, that'd be a crazy year for New York.
People probably think we think the Rangers are winning the cup or something, dude. It's not like that. I promise. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So.
These are all fun. These
What's
are all
the next
just.
one?
You pick the next one. I'm gonna see what you're.
Let's go Calder.
Okay.
Who do you got?
Let's scroll. I got Michael Misa.
Whoa! Another little out there pick.
Yep. Mainly because dude went off in the OHL, and if he can even bring part of that to the NHL. Could be good. I'm big on the Sharks.
Little boost to the Sharks this year with Misa.
Yeah, I just love the way they're all about vibes out in California out there. They
really are.
Yeah, their team is so fun. They're so not the greatest, but they're so fun. I think what is it? Hold on, I wrote it down, but yeah, he had 134 points in 65 OHL games before he was drafted. Even if it's like half of that as in 85 games as a rookie, insane. And I think just the rest of the Sharks team around him looks better than last year, and that could be a big difference. So a lot of young guys out there, a lot of well-known guys just because of social media and things like that. So I think he could fit in there. And or they're going to be like the three amigos out there with, what's his name?
Misa, Smith,
yeah.
Celebrini.
Yeah. They're adding one to the sleepovers, bro.
I forgot about the sleepovers. I'm going, I have a standard pick here. I'm going Ivan Demidov. Just watch the tape. That's it. You just have to watch the tape. I mean, we had a very, very small sample size last year. I mean, this kid, dare I say, he kind of reminds me of Nathan McKinnon. The way that he plays. It's very similar, insane stick handling, insane passing, no look passes all preseason. I could see I'm going really big here. I could see a 75-point season out of Demidov.
Okay.
Already.
Damn.
Just a full season, 75 points.
Damn.
He is that good. If Patrick Laine could stay healthy all year and their line mates too, yeah, you're going to see some filthy stuff. So,
yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. I like that. Let's talk about Rocky Richard. So, leading goal scorer.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first. I'm curious what yours is.
I got my boy Austin Matthews.
Really?
Okay. I think it's kind of what I talked about last week when we talked about the Leafs, where they're going to place. I think he finally has the chance to show people who he is, even without Mitch Marner. And I think he's finally going to be like, yeah, you've seen me score 60 plus. Watch this. I'm going to do it again. It doesn't matter. Mitch Marner, who cares? I'm Mr. Toronto Maple Leaf. I'm the captain of this team. I'm the 1C. I'm getting it done. Like, he is such a weapon. Would love to see him step it up in the playoffs, but this doesn't matter about the playoffs. This is individual. I think Austin Matthews is the perfect guy for those kinds of awards. I mean, it's just, once again, just a feeling. Just a feeling.
I had him actually, he was my runner-up for this award in my mind when I was writing this list. This is where it's going to get interesting. I have, for the leading goal scorer for the Rocket Richard, I have Kirill the Thrill Kaprizov.
Whoa.
This is what I meant earlier with a little sneak peek.
I like it.
He needs to win something in order to make that contract worth it for the team. And he was on pace last year for a really good finish for goals scored. So, I mean, he was leading with the most goals for a little bit there, too. I mean, he was swapping back and forth, and then when he got injured.
So how many is he getting?
Oh,
Give me
man.
a number.
I don't think he'll hit 60. I think he'll 54, 55, around there. Wasn't it Draisaitl last year hit 55, right?
Yeah,
I think
Draisaitl.
Yeah, so I think in that realm, he's just gonna go off because he's back, new contract, the energy's there. If he stays healthy the full season, he's the main part of their offense in Minnesota. So
he is.
I could see him getting. Yeah, it's kind of a crazy one, but also I think it's kind of realistic in a way. It can potentially be.
Yeah.
It can actually happen. So
let's follow this up with a similar award, the Art Ross. Who do you got having the most points this season?
So for the Art Ross, I have our boy Mitch Marner out in Vegas.
What?
Yeah.
Stop, Jordan. You can't do this. More TikTok arguments are coming my way, bro. People hate Vegas. They hate them.
I know. But I think he's got the sun on him out there in Vegas. He's ready. He's ready to risk it all. He's going to put it all on black and just go for it. He's out there with his line mates, and I think he's going to just pop off out in Vegas there. New lease on life. He's not arguing with his teammates all the time. He's enjoying playing hockey again. He's gonna go crazy.
You think maybe it could be an opposite effect? He's spending a little too much time having fun out there? Or?
Maybe, but maybe that's what he needed. Focused? Maybe that's what he needed.
Oh no, I think
he tried the serious route, and now he needs to go the loose.
Doesn't he love playing? He loves playing Call of Duty, right? He's one of those guys.
Does he? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, going all those he's going all those esports tournaments out there in Vegas when he's not playing hockey.
He's gambling on them now.
Yeah, that was probably one of the craziest takes I have. But yeah, good luck defending that one in the comments on TikTok. You're welcome.
I'm going. You're gonna hate mine. I think mine is a little more level-headed though. I got Connor McDavid getting the Art Ross. I think. What's so funny is he had 100-something points last year. I think it was 101. And everybody was like, wow, what a down year from McDavid. He has 100 points, and people are like, wow, what an underwhelming season, because he only had 26 goals. Mm-hmm. Okay? I'm going Connor McDavid to have another 130-point season in winning the Art Ross. I mean, I think he's contract? Oh, I'll show you how to get a contract. I'll show you how to get one of those. I could do that. He's wow, a year that really matters? Watch this. And he's the Connor McDavid that we all know, then some of us love. But, yeah, I think he goes crazy. I said it last episode. I think he goes crazy no matter where he plays. And we're about to get into that in a second. Well, I'll get into that later. Don't worry. It's coming back around.
Okay. We'll save the heart for later. Let's talk about the Norris. Who do you have winning the Norris?
I have Cale Makar winning back-to-back Norris trophies. I think the Avalanche have gotten better. The roster looks better. I think they've gotten healthier. I like Cale Makar, man. There's no denying he's the best defenseman in the entire league when it comes to not just offensive, but people don't talk about his defensive play enough. I mean, he had 30 goals last year, dude. Do I see that high of a goal total again? I mean, maybe. Who else is going to score the goals other than the top guys this year? Like, I mean, maybe Landeskog will score, because I can see like a 20-goal season from Landy. If Cale Makar doesn't score 30, it's going to be like 27. And he's just that good. I mean, there's not much else for me to say about it. He's that good. Are there other guys I think who could win the Norris this year? Yeah, for sure. But he's like leagues above these guys.
Yeah. That's a good take. I appreciate that one as an Avs fan. I did not pick Cale Makar.
Wow. I thought that was the one we were going to match.
I thought about it and I was like, I could do that or I could do something else and just have a different opinion. Because I had a feeling that's probably where you would go. I went with last year's runner-up, Zach Werenski.
Whoa.
Dude looks good. I'm big on him as a fan, as a player. So yeah, runner-up last year. Columbus, I know we talked about them potentially not performing as well this year, but I think some of their individual players will perform really well, and I think he's just going to get better and better as he goes on. I mean, I could see, he was I mean, I don't know, it's not necessarily the closest runner-up there ever has been, but I definitely think that he was definitely above the other guys that were in the running last year, and I can just see him potentially sneaking in and getting that victory, getting that award this year. Now, realistically, probably will be Cale Makar again, just because it's hard not to. I think he's just playing like crazy right now, and especially with a team that's going to be, I think, more disciplined and more morale-wise a little bit stronger. I think that it's just going to go back to, not last year's Norris form, but previous Norris form. So
yeah, okay.
I think he's a
this
realistic
would be his
one.
Third, right?
It would
if
be
he
his
wins
third.
It?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, he won.
What a career!
He won the Calder, and then he won the Norris, and this year he won the Norris. He also won the
Cup and the Conn Smythe.
Cup and
right?
the Conn Smythe. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So the realistic answer is Cale Makar, but the answer in my heart is Zach Werenski.
Okay, I like it. I like the unbiased take there.
Yeah.
I like the unbiased take. What about Selke? Who you got winning the Selke?
Didn't write
Best
down this.
defensive forward in the league.
I didn't write down the Selke.
Really?
I didn't actually. I could. Let's see. On the spot. Okay, who you got?
I have Sam Reinhart.
Okay, that's a good pick.
I like Sam Reinhart. He's been a runner-up for it a couple times. I think with Barkov out, there's a lot of shoes and holes that need to be filled on Florida. I think within the forward group, somebody has to step up more defensively now that Barkov is kind of out.
Yeah.
Sam Reinhart is an all-around player. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the league, and I think he kind of takes on a bigger role than he could, but he hasn't had to do before. So,
yeah. It's a good pick. Who should I?
He was a pick off the rip here, dude. Off the rip.
Ooh.
A defensive forward. Just
defensive forward? This is going to... No, I can't say that. I can't say it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to do it. It's going to get a lot of... I don't even know if... Whatever. I'm going to go with our boy Brad Marchand down in Florida, actually. Crazy take. You got the Florida thing in my mind. So I was like, let's see. Dude is crazy offensively for some reason all of a sudden. Like, he went from he was sleeping in Boston, went to Florida, woke up, went crazy. But that's probably the least backed up take of any of these awards. But I could see it happening. He's got the hustle in him, so I don't know. You never know. I mean,
38-year-old Brad Marchand.
Yeah,
Let's
dude.
Go.
Yeah. Well, honestly, watch it happen too, and whatever. Who won it last year? Didn't Barkov win it last year?
Barkov, 2 years in a row. Pretty sure.
2
Barkov
years,
won it.
really? That's damn.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Barkov won it though.
Yeah.
So, and I think Florida is the best team in the league. So usually a Selke player is going to come from a team like that. You had Bergeron win it whenever Boston had their record season.
Yeah.
So.
Sam, I honestly, like you said, Sam Reiner's probably a good pick.
So we have the Ted Lindsay, which is basically like the player's heart. So who do the players think is going to be the best player in the league? Like a guy who deserves the recognition. I think Kucherov won it last year. Players thought that he was, a lights out guy. Who do you think the players are going to choose this year?
Ted Lindsay is outstanding. That's right. Yeah, sorry. I wrote down in my notes here.
The players choose who the most outstanding
player
player
It's
is.
player voted. I didn't write that down either, but Um, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be a biased hockey fan right now. It's gotta go to my boy Gabe.
Really?
He won everybody's hearts last year coming back to play. This year, he's gonna play a full season. He's gonna look good. He's gonna command the team again from on the ice.
How many points are we expected from him?
Bounce back season, after injury, 60.
Okay, that's a loose take. I'm gonna go Nathan McKinnon.
Really? Okay.
I wrote down Nathan McKinnon. I think this award each year is gonna switch off between Kucherov and McKinnon. Whoever plays better. And I think McKinnon is fully healthy team. I've heard some stuff about McKinnon that teammates like him, but he's a bit of a he gets a little uptight in the locker room sometimes. He doesn't like guys fiddling with him. He takes things very serious. Doesn't know how to be a little bit of a jokester sometimes. And I think with Gabe there, Gabe is gonna be like, come on, Nate. Let's relax a little bit, man. Let's relax. Let's have a good year. Nate's gonna be like, thanks, Gabe.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Okay.
Hart Trophy. Hart Trophy. Me first or you first?
I'll go first. So for the Hart Trophy, I'm going with Austin Matthews.
Whoa. This would be his second.
Yep. And
this would be his second.
Pretty much because of what you said earlier, I think he's gonna let loose in Toronto now that he's got a little bit figured out there with the Marner trade and things like that. So I think there's a little more opportunity now for him to shine.
The drama's behind him.
Exactly. They can focus on hockey now instead of the locker room issues, the personnel issues. So I don't know. I think a return to form for Austin Matthews is something to look forward to for us. So we'll see.
I think they were. He was shooting less last season. He was a little hesitant sometimes. I think this year he lets loose. Give me a stat line. Give me goals, assists, points. What's a little stat line you got if he's winning the Hart?
Goals. So I can't say he gets more than Kucherov or not Kucherov. Kaprizov. So
Girl.
Yeah, he's going to be 45 goals, 110 assists. It's going to be his best season yet, bro. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. I don't think he's ever had 100 assists.
No.
I'm going, if he were to win the Hart, I'm going 68 goals. 68 goals. Okay? Assists. 68 goals, 75 assists, and that's with my Richard prediction there. But if he were to win the Hart, I mean, if you score 68 goals and make the playoffs, I don't see how you don't win the Hart. But, I have a different pick. I have a fun one here, and I cannot wait to see the comments on this one. I have Connor McDavid winning the Hart Trophy, whether he's traded or not. If Connor McDavid gets traded, we're going to see a Joe Thornton 2005 situation where the Bruins trade him to the Sharks and he still wins the Hart. He said, I don't care where I went. I don't care. I'm going to say Connor McDavid, and this is a hypothetical. Connor McDavid stays in Edmonton. Okay, he's having 130 plus points again. Okay, and I could see like 40-something goals and then, 70-something assists, okay? And then if he goes somewhere else, let's just throw a fun one out there. He goes to Toronto, who cares? Matthews is playing well, I'm going to play even better. Watch this. Toronto, give me that 8 years, $17.5 million. $500,000 more a year than Kirill. Give it. Hand it over. And I said I'd talk about it later when we were talking about Kirill's deal. I actually don't think Connor McDavid cares that much about the price. I think he wants to stay in Edmonton, and I think he's got to be respected, right? He's got to be respected. I think he'll take 15.8 a year, and he wins the Hart.
Let me say my thoughts on what you just
Lots
said.
to unpack.
What you just said about that, and this is going to make a lot of people I don't know. This might be I don't think it's a hot take. I don't think it's whatever. I think if McDavid was going to sign for that amount of money in Edmonton, it would have happened already. I think saying that pretty much points to the direction of him getting moved.
You know, there is something that I also need to take into account here is that Edmonton also traded away one of their best players once upon a time. And they traded him to a division rival, and they had no problem doing it.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky got shipped off. You know, why is it that much out of the realm that McDavid could get shipped off here?
Yeah. I don't know.
You might be right on this
Like
one.
I said, the fact that if you're saying he's going to take a deal, a team-friendly deal, and stay at Edmonton, that would have happened already. It would have been done deal. It would have been, we would have this news in the past before the regular season. There would be no worry the rest of the year. They would just focus on their hockey. But the fact that it hasn't happened yet means that he's either looking for the money or looking for a contract with another team. That's where my mindset goes.
How fun would it be, though, if we saw another Joe Thornton situation?
But here's what I was going to say. To what your point was of saying whether he stays or whether he gets traded, he wins the Hart. I think if he gets traded, he's guaranteed to get the Hart. He goes off. Again, he's like, Edmonton traded me.
He's like, I'm free.
Their loss. Not really, because he doesn't want to stay there. But
you ever see that Antonio Brown video when the Raiders released him? He's like, I'm free. I'm free. And he's like running around. Yeah. That's going to be McDavid.
He's going to be so much happier in America. He's not going to look sad on the bench anymore.
He's going to have more money in his bank account.
Yeah, his taxes will be different. Yeah, dude, he'll be like...
What do you think would happen if he went to Florida? How do you think the league... And I know that couldn't happen, but like...
I think people would be furious. People would be like, you're such a traitor. Like, that would be worse than the Marchand one.
10 times worse. 100 times worse.
So I don't think he goes to Florida. I mean, I think that's an unrealistic prediction, but
it's fun to talk about.
Yeah. Do you think he goes Eastern Conference or West stays in West?
Are we doing a full breakdown?
Oh, no. We won't get into it. We won't get into it. We won't get into it.
I feel like we've played the same record over and over again here.
Yeah. I know what you think.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say East.
Okay.
I'll just keep it at that.
Okay.
Keep it at that.
Yeah. That's fair.
So.
All right.
I think that just about does it today.
Yeah.
Talking a lot of puck, man.
I know. Lots of good conversations about it. I like our picks for the awards too. I like them. Some of them are kind of out there picks, mostly mine, but I think.
Which one do you think, before we go, is the most likely to happen? The one that you're most likely to be correct on by the end of the year?
The Jack Adams, Mike Sullivan, Coach of the Year. I think that's the most realistic one I picked.
The most realistic one I picked, it's boring, but I'm going to go Cale Makar winning the Norris.
Yeah,
those are our locks for the year.
Sweet.
All right, man. Well, hey, that's another episode of Icing the Puck here in the books. Once again, everybody, be on the lookout for the YouTube. It will be, what's it called on YouTube, Jordan?
It's Icing the Puck Pod. Yep.
Icing the Puck Pod.
Yep.
Make sure to follow the socials. Instagram at Icing the Puck Pod _ between each word. TikTok at Icing the Puck Pod, all one word. And of course, share this around with everybody through Spotify. We appreciate it. We will see y'all in the next one.
All right. Yeah, we'll see everybody. Thanks for listening. Check out the socials. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to new hockey games, and looking forward to talking about more hockey next week.
It's here.
I know it's
here.
I know we're so close. We're so close. But yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to next week's episode already. So thanks everybody.